this to record. Okay. So, okay. Rewind, like, I mean, back to God knows when, before I even knew what Beachbody was, before any of that, you know, when I was smoking 10 a day and I was eating a bunch of crap. And, you know, it was basically the limiting beliefs that I told myself that I don't like exercise, and, you know, I was never good at it at school, and I'm never going to find anything that works for me, and all of this kind of stuff. So that was basically how I felt about my exercise journey. I would try things, and I would try the gym, and I would go with friends, and I never committed. I don't think I ever had a gym membership. And I live by a nature reserve now, and I've lived here for 10 years, I think. So when we first moved in, I was like, well, I need to run, because I live near a nature reserve. I've got all this, you know, lovely green space around me. I should do that. I should be a runner. And so I tried that, and I never stuck to it. And so I just gave myself this belief all the time that exercise was not my thing. I was never going to find anything that worked. And sort of lucky for me, I was always like fairly small. I come from a small family. I never really had this overwhelming urge to necessarily lose weight. I did gain a lot of weight in my early 20s when I went traveling. And then I sort of managed to lose it okay, just by, you know, in all the unhealthy ways of not eating enough and all that kind of stuff, but not necessarily consciously doing that. So, you know, I was never really like struggling with my weight on a day-to-day basis. But I got to a point where I got my desk job in London, and I think I was 31, and my jeans were just a little bit too tight. You know, when they just get a bit snug and you're like, I've got to do something about this. I've got to rein the food in, whatever, because I was eating like crap, but I was always maintaining my weight because I smoked, you know, and so I would smoke minimum 10 a day, and that would always keep my weight under control. And I smoked for, I think, 15 years in the end. Don't do it, never start. And so, yeah, so I always use that as a way to maintain my weight. But my jeans started getting really snug, and I couldn't really find a way to do anything about it. And I randomly came across, I was just scrolling on Facebook, as we do, mindlessly scrolling, and someone wrote, I'm going to start, and this is not Beachbody related, but she said, I'm going to start 30-day shred tomorrow. So in 30 days time, watch this space. And I was like, what 30-day shred? That's so weird. I don't know what this is, but it sounds really good. I'm going to Google, Dr. Google. And I found it on Amazon for $5. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just get that and try that, because I'd done the home workouts thing before, but, you know, it's like the Tybo one where it's the same workout every day for your whole entire life. So you're like, this is boring. I don't want to do it. You do it like 3 times and you're like, oh, I'm bored. No, I'm not going to do it. Whereas this one, I was like, okay, there's 3 different workouts, you know, and you do each one every day for 10 days. I can do that. So I got it. And I just, like, for some reason, I just went all in, and I totally committed to it. And even in that first level 1, I got back into my jeans, no problem, 10 days. And I was like, okay. And then one of the biggest motivations for me is always the transformation pictures. So I did a lot of that. I was looking at transformation pictures on Google. I was seeing before and afters, and I was like, okay, if they can do it, why not me? And I really had that mentality. It was like a mindset shift. Well, if they can, why can't I? So that's what I did. And I went all in and I did it. And I didn't even struggle with motivation to get it done. I looked forward to doing it every day, because I was like, I'm going to get those results. That's going to be me. I'm going to have a before and after. I did measurements, I did pictures, I did the whole thing. So I proved to myself that I could do it. At the same time, I joined a page on Facebook called 30-Day Shredders. This is 6 years ago. So I was 31. And I joined this page, and at the time it was quite lively. The page was quite lively. So I was posting on there all the time, and I was really into it. And then I moved on to something called Ripped in 30, which is like a progression from 30-Day Shred. And I smashed it, and I smashed that as well. And I was like, oh my God, I'm doing so great, you know, and I was really in the zone. And then every day after my workout, before I went to work, I would watch, through no fault of my own, it was on Film 4. I would watch a lot of Film 4 the night before. And when I turned on my DVD player, it would still be on that channel for Film 4, but it would be teleshopping in the morning. So it was automatically coming up as soon as I turned off my DVD player. And it was Beachbody infomercials every day, every morning. And it was like T25, Insanity, all this kind of stuff. And I was doing 30-Day Shred or Ripped in 30 and feeling like, you know, what's next? And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I obsessed is a strong word, but I became like so into these teleshopping infomercials. If it wasn't a Beachbody one on Film 4, I'd be searching through the TV trying to find a Beachbody one that I could watch, and they'd have Pio, 21 Day Fix, and they were showing all these commercials all the time. And I was like, I just got to do it. I've got to do it. T25. I was like, 25 minutes a day. And they would say in it, it's only 25 minutes a day. That's just 3 snoozes on your alarm. I was like, yeah, I'm already doing 30-day shred, that's 20 minutes, and Lipton 30 was 30 minutes. And I was like, 25 minutes, let's do it. Did I get it through Beachbody? Those programs were like £100 for like 6 DVDs or something mad like that. So for what you pay for bod now, you get 1 workout program. So I went to some dodgy site and got it on the cheap, like a burnt copy of T25, and got it through the post. I was so excited, and I did it, and I nailed it. And I think it was 8 weeks. And I smashed through it, and I loved it, and it was brilliant. And so that was it. And on these teleshopping infomercials, it would always say, you get your very own Beachbody coach at the end. And I'd be like, what is a Beachbody coach? I don't even know what this is. Like, I don't have a Beachbody coach. And obviously, if you buy the DVDs through Beachbody, they would allocate you a coach, but not if you were in the UK, because coaching was not available here. So you wouldn't get one. So I had no idea what they were. And I was like, who are these people who just like randomly volunteer to help people for no reason? Like, that's so nice. Like, how nice of them to do that. But I had no idea what a coach did, or who they were, or how I could get one. So I would just hear about it all the time by watching the infomercials every morning, or they'd be at the end of the DVD. They would also talk about Shakeology, and I don't know if you've seen the Tony Horton Shakeology advert, but it's freaking hilarious. It's so good. So Steve and I would watch that. It's basically him like bringing through all the ingredients in the till, and it's racking up to like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And then he's like, why don't you just get Shakeology? And it's hilarious. Anyway, find it and watch it. It's brilliant. And Steve and I would watch that and laugh. I mean, I love Tony Horton. He's so funny. And it was about, it must have been 2 years in of us watching that we finally went, should we get Shakeology? Should we just go for it? Because we've been seeing it all the time. So this is lesson number 1 about the power of consistency. Consistently watching that for 2 years, Steve and I finally went, because I'm like, I don't do shakes. I don't want shakes. I want to drink my food. This is me. Like, let's see. I don't drink my food. But finally, 2 years in, we were like, let's do it. Let's get it. So we went to get it, not available in the UK. And we were like, oh, for goodness sake. Okay, fine. Never mind. Forget it. Just, move on. Anyway, so I'm, fairly consistent on my journey, posting in the Shredders group here and there, but fell off the wagon for like 5 months. Just like didn't work out for 5 months at all. I don't know what happened. I just all of a sudden just didn't do anything for like a week, then 2 weeks, then 3, and had like the guilt for 5 months and felt awful. And just like beating myself up every day. And even Steve would be like trying to wake me up in the morning going, get out of bed and go and do your workout. I'd be like, no, I don't want to, and just didn't happen. So I've definitely been there where you have like the horrible guilt about not getting your workout done and falling off the workout wagon. Anyway, so I did that and then sort of jumped back in and out for a couple of years after that. So again, not very consistent. And then I got pregnant with Lucy. And so I decided that I wanted to have an active pregnancy if I could, but I only had a few DVDs. At that point, I did have Pio, I had 21 Day Fix, I had bought those legit through Beachbody at that point as well. It was like not naughty going down the back alley and saying, can I have this copy? But I decided to do T25 because I had limited choices. I was pregnant, and it was my first pregnancy. I didn't want to, do anything too crazy. So I followed Tanya the entire time, followed the modifier, and just did T25 and loved it and was so pleased that I'd managed to keep fairly active. And then I didn't do anything in my 3rd trimester because I was like, I'm too tired, I don't want to, which was totally fine. But then I knew that once I'd had Lucy, I could jump back in with the DVDs that I had. So I did that, and then what happened? And then I was doing that for a while, and then Facebook Lucy must have been about just coming up to 1, because I was going back to work, and I did not want to. I really didn't want to go back to work. And Facebook did one of those creepy ads where they're like, they know you, I know you, I know what you like. And it kept saying, coaching coming to the UK, coaching coming to the UK. And I was like, Beachbody coaching company. Like, I remember them talking about Beachbody coaches all the time, and I didn't understand what they did or who they were or what they were about. So I was like, okay, I'm interested in that. Like, I definitely want to be a part of that. I'd lost a lot of the baby weight after Lucy by doing Beachbody programs, Beachbody coaching, come to the UK. Let's find out more about it. So I clicked on that link. I joined that group, and I suddenly was like bombarded with what coaching actually is. And I was like, oh my God, this is my dream job. Like, this is literally everything. And I'd just gone back to work, and I stood with Steve and I cried and I said, I can't do this. I cannot work a London job. I cannot leave Lucy. I need to do something else. I need to do something I can do from home, because I want to work, but I can't go to London anymore, and I hate it there, and my priorities have completely shifted, and I need to leave. And suddenly this was here, and I was like, this is everything I need. Like, this is my dream. So I threw myself in. But it was May 2017, and they weren't launching coaching until October 2017. So I couldn't like be coaching, physically coaching and signing up people and things like that. I mean, I could, but they wouldn't be signing up under me. They'd be allocated to someone else. So what could I do? I could be consistent AF, right? So what I did was I started posting every single day in the Shredders group. That's the first thing that I did. Every day I started posting. Well, I hadn't done that for years. I sort of dropped out of the Shredders group when I took that 5-month hiatus and never really did much with it after that. And it went really quiet on there, and no one was really posting. So I was like, so I started posting on there every day. I decided to grow my Instagram following. So I set up an Instagram account for one thing, because I didn't have one. I never ever posted on social media before that, barely even posted anything on my Facebook page. So I was like, okay, it's time to start being consistent with that. So I started an Instagram page, I started growing my following, and then I started posting on there every single day. And I was learning all of this because this is what that group that I joined on Facebook was telling me to do. So I was really coachable. I was like, okay, you tell me to do it, I'm going to do it. I started messaging the people who were following me saying, thank you so much for following me. Are you into health and fitness too? And we started, getting a rapport. And Charlie, you were one of those people. I'm pretty sure that we just randomly started chatting on Instagram because that's what they told us to do. They were like, go out and make friends with people. I was like, great, I can do that. So I did that. And then I sat there and I thought, well, okay, but who am I going to sign up with? Because I have to sign up with a coach. But I'm doing this on my own at the moment. So there was another group that I joined, a UK group. Now, at the same time, I'd been following this girl called Ashley, because she had a post that went viral, which was in November 2016, she was the first person to do one of those side-by-side posts where you stand and you look really ripped and toned, and then you're sitting down and you can see all the belly rolls, and everyone's like, oh my God, this girl's so relatable. And she grew her it went viral, and her following just went off the charts. So I started following her, and I had no idea she was a coach. But she is. So I had found out at that point that she was a coach, and I thought, well, maybe I could sign up with her. But she's in America, and I wanted to be, involved in things like team calls and that kind of stuff, because I knew they were a big deal. And she was also pregnant at the time, I think. So I thought, well, her focus is going to be very much on that. She's not going to really care about her new coaches, so she's probably not my best choice. So I was looking for someone who was UK, preferably. And there was only one person I knew of, and she'd set up a Facebook page for UK coaches. Just, a general info page. So I jumped into that page, and, everyone was chatting in there and stuff. And she was talking about how she already had a team, and she had loads of scripts, and she had all this kind of stuff. And in my mind, I was like, scripts, that's what I need. I need someone to tell me the perfect thing to say to help people sign up with me. I thought that's all I needed, was if you tell me what to say, that's what I'll say, and then I'll get loads of customers, and then I can leave my London job, and then I can stay with Lucy, and then, my life will be complete and it'll be perfect. So I was like almost desperate to have these scripts, these right things to say. By the way, spoiler alert, it doesn't really matter what you say. You can say all the right things to the wrong person and all the wrong things to the right person, and it just works that way. So that's for another time, scripts and all that kind of stuff. But I genuinely thought I only had to say one thing, and if someone told me what that golden thing was, that meant I could leave my job in London, because I'd made it as a Beachbody coach. So I was desperate to do that. She was promising that. So I was like, I'm going to sign up with you. And the minute I did it, I thought, this was the wrong decision. I should have signed up with Ashley. But I thought, this is the wrong decision. But I'd committed at that point, and I really felt like I couldn't back out of it. I felt like she'd offered me something. I'd said, yes, please. She'd added me to her page. I jumped in, realized it was the wrong decision, but couldn't get out of it. So I was like, okay, let's just do it. I'll sign up with her. It's fine. I'd been really consistent up until that point. And so, launch day was coming, and I just went for it. And I took the day off work, and I did this whole thing, and I jumped in, and I signed up with her, and knew immediately that it was completely the wrong decision. So that was fine. I was like, that's fine. Signed up on the 19th of October was launch day 2017, and hit Success Club that month within like the first 2 weeks. So that just goes to show that consistency is so important, because if you sign up as a new coach in month 1, you haven't got that consistency journey yet. You haven't got all of those people who've been following you and going, oh, what's this thing that you're doing? Or, oh, wow, she's consistent. She does her workouts every single day. Or what's this shake that she drinks? Or what's this liquid gold that she has? You don't have those people yet. So you have to know that like 6-7 months in, I've been showing up every single day for 6-7 months. And suddenly all these people went, okay, I want to join your group. That sounds great. And I hit Success Club, and that was brilliant. And that was great for me. And then I went Emerald. And if you don't know about ranks, then Emerald is the first rank that you want to hit. And that means that you've got 2 coaches underneath you, 1 on each leg, right? So in fairness, I signed Steve up because that's what they tell you to do. Sign up your spouse or your sister or your daughter if they're over 18 or whatever. And then you have another coach on your other leg. And so I hit Emerald and I hit Success Club. And that was all because I'd been consistent. So that's another reason why consistency is so important. So there was that. And then after that, I started running these monthly boot camps. But, I'd done all this prep, and then I'd signed up with the wrong person, and my heart just was not in it at all. It was almost like I built it up to be this amazing thing that was going to completely change my life. And then the reality hits in, and you start, and it's not easy. And, it's not hard because the work itself isn't hard, but you have to work hard to get to certain places that you want to be. And I was sort of sitting there in this team that honestly was so depressing. Like everything that they talked about was so down and negative, and and it just pulled me down all the time into this negative thinking and this way of none of them were really ambitious. They didn't really want to achieve much in their coaching businesses. And I was like, come on guys, like this is amazing, the opportunity is amazing, what are you doing? And you just couldn't. And I thought, okay, well, if I can't lean into that team, then I can go to the upline, because you're added to all of your uplines pages as well. But honestly, she was a tough love coach, and I am not a tough love coach. I'm a love coach. I'm like, if you want to walk, then I'll walk with you. If you want to run, I'll run with you. Like whatever pace you want to go at your coaching business, I'm there. Like I would do that with you. Whereas she's like, no, you've got to work harder. No, you've got to do this. If you didn't hit that rank, that's on you. And I was like, all right. So again, just confirming that this is the wrong team for me. Everyone will say that don't change uplines. Why? Because you have to take a 6-month break to change uplines, right? Because it stops people from just jumping in and out of different uplines because it didn't suit them, or they think, oh, well, you know what? My coach is only number 250 in the network. I want to go with the number 1 coach. You can't just switch and change coaches. So it makes total sense that they implemented that rule. And people will say it's not worth the 6-month break to change your upline, because you're not relying on your upline to build your business for you. That's on you, right? Hang on, I've got your connection. My internet connection is unstable. I'm hoping that's what it just told me. I'm hoping I'm not dipping in and out, but if I am, let me know. So they say don't change uplines, and that's totally fine. And so I had taken that on board and I considered that. And then I thought, you know what, no, I want to go with Ashley. She was totally, her page is so, I say her page, I mean her Instagram page. If you go on it, particularly 2 years ago, it was so bright and positive and self-love and everything that I am about. And I thought I should have gone with her at the start. So I did the awkward conversation with my actual coach, and I said, I'm really sorry. This team is just not for me. I cannot, be a part of a team that is so tough love. Like that's not my vibe at all, blah, 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 blah. And of course she was lovely. And of course she was like, I totally understand. And actually we still chat now. So it's not the horrible, horrible story that it could have been. And I felt awful about it. But it meant I had to take this 6-month break from coaching. which I was devastated about, because that just put me 6 months back in my coaching business for leaving my London job. But obviously I weighed up all the pros and cons. So I decided to do that. And what could I do in that 6 months? Be consistent AF, right? So I could still show up every single day and do my workout. I could still drink my Shakeology every single day and post about it. I could post on social media every single day. I could go on my stories every single day. I could do all of those things. So I did all of those things. And I didn't post much about boot camps. And at the time I was running like 21-day boot camps, not the Fit Girl Academy. So I didn't post much about boot camps or anything like that. I just posted about what I was doing and doing my workout every day, etc., etc. And then I quit with previous team in February. So I was able to sign back up in the August. And at that point I was 15 weeks pregnant with Georgia. So I'd already done like the big announcement on my Instagram page of being pregnant, and I was still posting every day on that Shredders group as well, you know, so people were always saying, oh my God, you're pregnant, you know, so I had this great big thing about it where everyone was really, really happy for me and they were really excited, and they saw that I was still working out every single day. Let me tell you now, had I not been a coach, there is no way I would have been working out every single day. I would have been asleep. I would have been eating all the things, but it kept me so accountable, and I'm so grateful for that, because it meant I got a really active pregnancy, which was great in hindsight, but hard at the time. But yeah, I would never have done that had I not been a coach. Coaching keeps you very accountable for a lot of things. So this is a really long story. I need to clip it down this is the first time I've ever told it. So I'm like, I really need to clip it down for next time. So anyway, so I was 15 weeks pregnant when I signed back up, and, you know, I didn't make a big deal about I'm becoming a coach. I didn't do that. All I did was just subtly start introducing again that I'm going to be running these boot camps, and does anyone want to join me? And for the next 3 months, I hit Success Club again. And I think the first one was Success Club 8, which I was just like, how have I done this? This is a fluke. Oh my God. But then I did it again, and then I did it again. And I know that that was all based on consistency, because I had not been going out and inviting people. I hadn't even been doing that many conversations, which I was a bit annoyed about, because I could have been doing that and I should have been doing that. But all I'd done was showing my workouts every single day and shown up every single day. And so people went, well, I can trust her. I trust that she's going to be there. I trust that if I fall off the wagon, she's still going to be there, showing up for herself, even when she's pregnant, and that she can help me. So that's how they feel. Now, this is not me saying don't go out and invite people, don't do any of that, because what I'm saying to you is, and I'll reiterate it again at the end, imagine if I had been inviting at that point. Imagine what Success Club numbers I could have got at that point had I been going out and talking to all the people and saying, I've got this group, do you want to come and join it? You know, why not? And at that point, like I said, I was running 21-day boot camps. I wasn't fully confident in the fact that they were any good. It depended very much on the type of people who decided to join. And, you know, for those first few months, they were a little bit lackluster, and they were like, yeah, okay, I'll post a selfie. But, you know, 21 days later, was anyone really still showing up? Sometimes. So it was hard. And then what I would do is, after running those 21-day groups, I would put them into a group that just ran all the time. Charlie, you would have been there at that point because you are OG. So, you know, and really it was probably you, me, Andrea, and sometimes Jo, because she's my sister, you know, even though she wasn't very consistent back then. We would be the only ones posting every day. There'd be a fair few people in there, but I sort of had to have this ongoing group to have somewhere to put the people who would come out of a boot camp. But what I was noticing was, if they weren't in that 21-day group anymore, 9 times out of 10, they'd stop doing a program altogether. And they'd just sit in that ongoing group and do nothing. So I was like, oh, this isn't working. This is so, Anyway, this is slightly separate from the consistency element, but this is how I met Rachel. So she posted on Ashley's page, because I signed back up with Ashley, obviously. She posted on Ashley's OG page saying, I really want a Success Club partner. A success partner. And I'd been toying with the idea of success partner because my boot camps were a little bit, and the idea of partnering with someone means that you've always got someone there who's helping big up whatever it is that you're doing, and also helping, commenting on the group all the time, and helping all of that kind of stuff. So success partners are really, really good. They also, when you're having a low time, or, you know, life's getting in the way, they're there to really help keep you going. So she posted, I'm looking for a success partner. Is anybody interested? I'm in the UK. And I was like, I feel like the universe is saying, message this person, message this person. And I was like, but I don't know her. What if she's weird? What if I don't, And so I was just like, just do it. Just suck it up and do it. Get out of your comfort zone. Suck it up, do it, message her. So I messaged her. I was like, okay, yes, I'm pregnant at the moment, but, I'm still working out every day. I'm still being consistent. I'm running these groups. And so, if you want to get on a call and chat and see if we're a good fit as partners, then let's do it. She was like, calls, yuck, I don't want to do that. And I was like, me neither, but should we just do it anyway? So we did. And turns out she's the best person in the entire world. And then she ran a 21-day boot camp with me, and we were both a bit like, meh. And so then we decided, okay, well, actually what we did was she watched one of the national wake-up calls, which you should all be watching. And someone in there ran one of those ongoing groups. And we've been sort of chatting about it, but we thought, it's a lot of work because you've got to come up with new content all the time and it just never ever ends. So you've got to be really on it. And the 21-day groups were very structured, and I will post my original group in the team page because it is useful, and I would definitely recommend that you run at least one just to see what it's like, and you can use all that content. But we've been toying with the idea of an ongoing group for a while. I already had an ongoing group that was like and no one was doing anything, so I was like, why don't we just revamp that and just see how it goes? Because at the end of the day, guys, it's your business. You can do with it what you want. If you want to revamp something, revamp it. If I could basically stop the Fit Girl Academy tomorrow if I wanted to and do something completely different. I won't. Obviously, I won't. I would never do that. But I could, because that's my business. I can do what I like. So you can absolutely do what you like. You can run a 21-day group and then go, actually, I want to run a 50-day group. I want to run an MM100 group. I want to do that. It's entirely up to you. So we just revamped the whole thing, ran the Fit Girl Academy. And the best thing about that was, it took a little while to get things off the ground a little bit, but you've always got at least one other person in there who's firing everybody up, because you've got a success partner who's got exactly the same goals as you've got. So it's in their interest to do it too. Plus you get more people in there because you're both adding people all the time. So there's a lot of pros to doing it that way. So anyway, that's how I met Rachel. Really randomly just decided to say, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then we still never met face to face, but we will. So yes, so at the end of it all, I hit Success Club. That's what I was saying. I hit Success Club for those first 3 months after I signed back up. And then I was like pregnant, I think it was November or December. I was pregnant. I was very much in the mindset of, this is a really tough quarter. Because people will say that October, November, December is a really tough quarter. And it is, because Christmas is coming up and people don't necessarily want to spend a lot of money. And it's not bikini season. So they're not necessarily going, I really need this bikini body. I really want, their goals are very different in this part of the year. But at the same, so I told myself that limiting belief, and I took a step back from doing any of the inviting, from even really trying, and I didn't hit Success Club in that last part of the year, which was, I wouldn't say I regret it, because I don't regret anything, but what I did have was a lot of people come to me, and Sarah, I can't remember when you first messaged me, but I feel like it was around that time, possibly, and people were still super interested in joining, but I wasn't putting my heart and soul into it at that point. But I was still showing up every day, and I was still, getting pop-ups, I was still on the Shredders group every day. So for anyone who doesn't know about the Shredders group, it's a Facebook group basically that I post in every single day, and people love that. I mean, some people hate that. They'll be like, who's this really annoying person who posts a video every single day? But a lot of the people will go, well, actually, you probably win them around. People block me a lot. That's fine, because they're like, I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her every single day. But I do, sorry. And also because, I'm just making them feel bad that they're not doing it. Which I'll be there to help when then they press that unblock button. I'll still be there and I can help them, and it's fine. So, that consistent thing. I'm not saying you need to join a Facebook group at all, but I'm using that as a really good example of being consistent and people going, okay, if she's still doing it, maybe I can too. And eventually they come around. It's never going to be like that 1 month, that first month that you show up, that people are going to go, wow, she's so consistent. She did it for a whole month. I'm going to join her. That's fantastic. No, you might actually, I've got people in the Fit Girl Academy now who I was talking to 2 years ago. I'm not saying every single person's going to take 2 years. You don't have to sit here and slog it out for 2 years before you get your first person to sign up. Like, that's absolutely not the case. But there are people there who just are not ready for a really long amount of time, and then suddenly go, do you know what? Now is the time. And those are the people who tend to be the most consistent. So posting in the shredders group every day, posting on my stories every day, posting on my Instagram every day. When I then had Georgia, obviously I took a step back from coaching as well, but I was still adding people to the Fit Girl Academy for that very reason, that I was still showing up. And even though I couldn't even do my workouts, I was showing up on my stories, and I was talking, and I was posting on my feed. So again, you know, even if you can't do your workout, even if you can't be there every single day, you can still show up on social media every single day. And by doing that, people still get to know you and still start to trust you. So I took a step back with Georgia. The kids did not sleep for like 4 months. And I used that as an excuse for the longest time as to why I couldn't go all in on this business and like do the proper inviting, when really what it is inviting is kind of the part that scares us the most, right? Because you just don't know what people are going to say. And you think, well, what if they don't like me? What if they unfollow me? What if they block me? What if I haven't burnt the house down. I've only said, hey, are you working on your fitness? And they've gone, no. Oh, okay, cool. Or they've gone, yeah, I am actually. Can you help me? Great, yeah, which is exactly the outcome that you want to have. So the inviting part is only scary in here. And I use Georgia as a really good reason as to why I couldn't do that. For the longest time. And to be fair, at the start, it was a good reason. And then it got to the point where I started being like, maybe now I should stop using her as an excuse. So for the last 3 months, I think, is when I went all in on my business and hit Success Club every single month. I have goals to reach even bigger numbers and goals to add even more coaches. But the way that I add coaches, the way that I prefer to add coaches, is by seeing you guys be awesome in the Fit Girl Academy and doing coach behaviors, because there's no point in having someone sign up who's just jumping in and has no idea whether they can commit to these workouts. I think coaching is a great way to stay accountable, but I think it just adds to that accountability once you've already established quite a good way of doing it. Like Beth Sarah will be an amazing coach. Like, I'm literally sitting there and every time she posts, I'm like, oh my God, you'd be so good at this. So, you know, people like that, where you can see really good coach behaviors, they're commenting on other people's stuff. They're bigging everybody else up. They're showing up every single day. They're showing interest in maybe getting Shakeology or maybe getting energized, you know, and then that's a great way to say, well, do you know what, actually, I thought you're making a really great coach. Why don't you do the 30-day money back guarantee thing and see what happens? So these are good ways to so you can get people in. I have people in the Fit Girl Academy who don't even have bod. They're just signed up under me as their coach, so that if they do ever eventually buy something, it will just automatically go through me, which is great. And if they do ever want to be a coach, then they'll sign up under me, which is great. And it's just, if you put the focus on helping people and you put the focus on your own journey first, and that's where the power of consistency comes in. If you are consistent every day because you're focusing on yourself first, doing your workout, drinking your Shakeology, downing your Energize and living the best life ever, reading your personal development, that's a biggie, and we haven't even mentioned it in this call yet. Oh my God. Read your personal development, then people are going to love that. People are going to see that. People are going to keep following you. Even the people who ghost you when you initially send them a message will eventually come around if they keep following you. I guarantee it. And they will eventually say, what is this that you're doing? I'm really sorry, I didn't see that previous message. Yeah, you did. But you know, that's inevitable that people go, oh God, oh no, I don't want to talk to them about that just yet. I'm not ready. So just stay the ground. Be consistent in every single thing that you do. I think I've proved that 3 or 4 times in my coaching business already, that you can have that massive step back, but as long as you keep showing up every single day, even if you can't be doing all of the vitals, you should be doing all of the vitals. But even if you're not, that consistency element is everything. So focus on it. Focus on yourself first and your own journey first. Do your workout, drink your Shakeology, drink your Energize, do your personal development. Invite people, and eventually they will come around. I absolutely promise. So I hope, I'm so sorry if I bored everyone with my mega long beach body story. Hang on, I've just shared something that I didn't mean to do. Where am I? Stop share. Yeah, so I'm going to unmute anyone in case anybody has any questions. You just want to talk.
I got questions.
You've got questions, okay?
Yes. Okay. You know when you said you signed up, Steve?
Yes.
Steve? Yeah. Does he has to sign up and pay, or do we allowed to just sign somebody up to us?
So you can sign somebody up, but you have to pay the coach fee. So $15.95 a month.
That'll get me my second person if someone just pays $15.99.
If they're signed up as a coach or a customer.
I don't know. What? She's signed up as a customer at the moment.
I know.
Oh, no. Yeah.
She needs to coach. But yes, if Beth is coach, and then on your other leg, have you been in your back office and seen your legs? I'll do a video on back office.
Okay. I've heard about my legs.
You got your legs. Got your weak leg and your strong leg. So you'd sign whoever's account you want to manage in the long run. So I sign Steve up under me. So when I have a mega business, I can manage a separate business, and then that all flows through me as well. And then you go to create mega bucks.
Okay.
So whoever's account you're going to sign up, you want to put on your weak leg, and then your other coach.
So I would be paying her £15 just to have her as a.
Well, I mean, she should coach herself. She should coach.
Yeah.
Even if she does it for the discount.
And she gets. Yeah. So
I don't really understand that bit yet, but that's fine. I don't understand my legs.
You don't need to. You don't need to. But if you're going to sign up 2 people, then we'll have a chat about it. So
we'll have a chat. I feel like 99% of the people that I'm probably that I'm reaching are already fitness professionals.
Right. So are you going out and finding people to follow?
No.
Do that. You're getting people through your hashtags. And hashtags with
just people like Joel and Sean, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's very boring. No, but yeah, all the other people, they all seem to be already like people that are working out.
People are coming to you through hashtags. They tend
the only people that like mine are fitness people or people that want to share my pictures and ask me to be their model.
Really? I've not had that.
I love that message.
I've had loads of them. They're so funny.
What, they want you to model for them? I would have been down there.
Look on my posts, on the comments. There's people like, oh, please DM us your pictures and we'll promote them.
But lovely. No, not really. Yeah. Okay. But you know, like Kat, when you were saying you're being consistent as fuck, and that was the way you were getting it, I feel like even if I'm just consistent as fuck, I'm just going to get other like trainers that obviously are.
But I was consistent as fuck and growing my following myself at the same time. So if you go back and watch the invite video, but basically your 3-2-1s, you know, so find an account that is either like you or, you know, has something similar to you, not a Beachbody account.
You're breaking up.
Am I? Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that better? How about if I go?
Yeah. No.
Is that better? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. For me. Oh, not for Charlie.
Okay, I'll move over here. And then you get to see all the junk in my room. So
it's disgusting.
Honestly. Pretend Instagram. So I was growing my following by finding an account that I liked. At the time, I think it was a Slimming World account.
Yeah.
That's got like 5k or more followers, and go into their followers. Those are the people that you want to be following you.
Yeah.
So don't go to another Beachbody coach because you've just taken their customers. And form. Don't go to some mega person like Rachel Hollis or anything like that, because they're going to get, first of all, they get a lot of coaches following them as well because that's their market, and they get weirdos and, you know, so you don't want to go there either. You want to get people who have a similar interest. So like Slimming World accounts are great because people tend to food side down but need to maybe move on into better nutrition, and 9 times out of 10 they don't have the workout side down. So you know, you've got a good market there. At the moment, I think I mentioned it in that video, I'm following someone, the person who gifted me that nursing bra, the workout bra. So I go into all of her followers because they're all new mums who probably, you know, work out or are looking to work out. So and then I do the like 3 of their photos, comment on 2, nice comments, like not just cute pic, you know, more like, oh my god, your baby's so cute, how old is he? And then follow them. Or oh my god, that food looks so amazing, what's the recipe? Oh my god, you know, this calories is in that, or whatever. You know, just something that makes them engage or is more interesting than just saying that looks nice, you know. So that, and it is, you know, it can be quite tedious, but it is definitely worth doing, because otherwise you are just going to get people who are following you through hashtags. And if you think about it, who uses hashtags? Us. Or, you know, but rarely anybody else really, and people very rarely search hashtags to find people. So the weirdos, unfortunately. Yeah, it used to be easier. It used to just be hashtags and then you get all this stuff. You know, what you do is get a ton of engagement on your posts and then it goes into the search page, but you need more to get more engagement.
My daughter made it into the search pages. She's 13. Yeah. I've not asked anyone yet. I'm just waiting. I'm like sitting there like Lady Muck thinking like, come and ask me.
Well, your Facebook as well. Like, you know, there must be people in terms of like people that you were friends with at school or whatever that you can actually, I can help them. Facebook is a great platform for me. I far prefer it to Instagram.
But I'm too nervous. It's like when you accidentally post on your normal page, it's like, get it down as quick as you can.
I did that really early on and I was like mortified, and now I'm like, who cares, tag it. No,
I need to be posting there.
But you can just think about those people who actually don't make you nervous, because there will be a few you just go through your friends list and think, well, actually, and you're not even saying, hello, I've got this group, do you want to join it? You're just literally like, oh my god, how have you been? What's it been like? 20 years, you know. That's why.
What, with my fit page?
No, with your personal
my page. Normal page. What, just start chatting to them?
Yeah, and they'd be like,
and then they say, oh, what you up to? Oh, I'm just, you know, drinking my juice.
But then you can say, oh my god, I just set up this new fit page, do you mind giving it
come and like it.
Come and like it. Here, this is the link. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they start watching what you're doing. And then they're like, okay. This. And then
all right, then. That's a good idea.
So, yeah, you could do that. And, you know, it doesn't have to be weird. You could just be like,
I do.
Oh my God, is that site that you went to? I'd love to go there. Those pics look so good, you know. And just get that coat. It's so cool. All the cliche crap. But, you know.
I'm trying to remember what you said to me.
You messaged me.
Did I?
You commented on one of my posts.
Yeah, through 30-day shredders. I was like, I want to be her.
It's in 30-day shredders. If anyone likes my stuff, I just add them as a friend and then get them to like my page. And then
I like my jumper. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's so cute. Where did you get it?
Yeah, I love your pencil. Okay. Okay. I'll let someone else speak now.
Does anyone else have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No. Have you got any questions, love?
No.
No, he's all right. No.
Oh, as a man. Hello. It's a bit man-free at my house. Come on, anyone else got any men there? Sorry.
You got Sean T under your bed.
I was going to say.
I wish. I'm stalking him. I'm constantly rechecking my Insta for Sean and Joel. I mean,
he'll block you in a minute.
I know. They're away, aren't they, on some conference at the moment? I mean, without me.
Oh, for beach in Arizona?
Yeah.
Going to that.
Yeah. I'll be there next year.
Me too.
Yeah. You're going on one.
Oh, I'm not going, but yeah, I did get invited.
Why are you going?
Oh, because it would be the first holiday that we'd have without the girls. Well, the first holiday we would have with the girls or without.
Oh.
Just press it.
Yeah.